Okay, what if everything you thought you knew about discipline was, well, wrong? What if it's not about grit or willpower or just forcing yourself through the struggle? Today, we're going to tear down that old idea. We're deconstructing discipline to uncover a much smarter system for building a truly unstoppable mindset.
And really, this one idea, it's the whole key. It just flips the entire script. The goal isn't to try harder. It's to design your life, your environment, so that being disciplined is the easiest, most obvious choice you can make. It becomes the path of least resistance. So why do so many of us feel like we're just spinning our wheels? It's because we've all fallen for what we can call the discipline trap. You know the one. It's that endless cycle of getting motivated, struggling for a bit, and then burning out completely. It's all built on a totally flawed idea of how change actually works. And here you can see the two approaches, side by side. The old way, it's a constant battle, right? It relies on willpower, which we all know runs out, and motivation, which comes and goes. The new model, though, is about something way more reliable. Designing a system that actually works for you, shaping your environment, and stacking up those small, consistent wins.
This brings us to the solution. You've got to stop being the soldier fighting this battle every single day. Instead, you need to become the architect of your own mind. You need a blueprint. This is that huge shift from fighting a problem to actually designing a solution.
Now, the foundation of this entire blueprint is what's called the identity system. And this is a massive shift in how you see yourself. You stop saying things like, I'm trying to eat healthier. Instead, you start to believe, deep down, I am a healthy person. See the difference? It's not about what you're trying to do, it's about who you fundamentally are. And the blueprint itself, it's surprisingly simple. It really just boils down to two steps. First, you adopt the identity. You make a conscious choice. I am a reader, or I am someone who works out consistently. Then, and this part is absolutely crucial, you remove the friction. You set up your world to make it almost effortless to act like that person.
Okay, so the architect has the grand plan, the new identity. But how do you actually build the structure? Well, you do it brick by brick with something called micro habits. This is where the daily work comes in, but it's probably not in the way you're thinking.
1%. 1%. That's it. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, does it? But this whole philosophy, this idea of building an unstoppable mindset, it rests on the incredible power of just getting 1% better, 1% more consistent every single day. And this is just so important to let sink in. We're always looking for that one big moment, right? That huge surge of motivation that's going to change everything overnight. But real, lasting change, it's forged in the quiet consistency of the tiny, almost invisible decisions you make day after day. So, what do these tiny decisions, these bricks, actually look like? Well, they're simple, almost laughably small actions. Making your bed, drinking a glass of water before you even look at your phone, or just taking a second to pause and name an emotion you're feeling. These aren't just little chores, they're the actual building blocks of the person you're becoming. And this, right here, is where the magic happens. This is where we connect the architect's big vision with the builder's tiny everyday action. This is how you lock in your very first identity win. I know, it sounds a little ridiculous, doesn't it? How can a simple 2-minute task like making your bed have any real, meaningful impact on your discipline or your mindset? Where's the connection? Well, here's the answer. Think about it like this. Every single thing you do, no matter how small, is a vote that you cast for the kind of person you want to become. When you go for a walk, you cast a vote for I'm an active person. When you read one page, you cast a vote for I'm a reader. So, when you make your bed, you're not just tidying up your bedroom. You are giving your brain a small, tangible piece of evidence. It's an identity win. You start your day by literally proving to yourself, I am a person who is organized and who finishes things. You cast the very first vote of the day for that new identity. So when you start putting all these pieces together, the architect's big identity plan and the builder's daily micro habits, you create something really powerful, a self-reinforcing, basically unstoppable system. And what you get is this amazing feedback loop. Your chosen identity, I am, drives you to take a tiny action. That micro habit then provides real proof that reinforces your identity, which makes the next action even easier. And the result? It's not a struggle. It's not willpower. The result is discipline. It just becomes the natural outcome of the system you've built. And that is the ultimate takeaway here. Stop trying so hard to be more disciplined. Stop thinking of it like a muscle that you just have to strain and exhaust every single day. Instead, think like an architect. Focus on designing a better system for yourself, and you'll find that discipline becomes the inevitable result. So the final question for you isn't about some massive, scary life change. It's much simpler, and honestly, much more powerful. Just look at the day ahead of you. What is the one small, tiny brick you can lay right now to cast a vote for the person